Hi and welcome to another video of our Operators Platform tutorial series. In this video we're going to talk about version 3.9.1 which we released earlier on March 2nd, 2026. This video tries to elaborate and explain all these different additions and improvements and showcase and demo how they work in order to improve the user experience of all the operators of our system. The very first feature and addition we've had in our system is the ability to export the system's price matrices. All you would need to do is to go to the exporting module under the settings menu, and in the opened page you should be able to now see the price matrices dataset. Previously you were able to export invoices, sales taxes, and customers' territories and account managers. Right now you can also export your price matrices. When you've selected this dataset, a form will appear for you that allows you to select a customized date range or alternatively select from one of the pre-defined date ranges and then select the type, which currently supports the exceptional customers price matrices that are in fact the price matrices set for each individual customer separately and overrides all the systematic price matrices and also the general tier pricing of the system. Additionally, you can also determine whether you want to see all the reports, all the records, the active ones or the inactive ones. Once you've selected your form, you can click on the export and a file will be created for you that contains the filtered data of your system. Additionally, we've also added the ability to import your price matrices of your system. All you need to do is you need to go to the importing module yet again from the settings menu. I would have to note that the importing and the exporting additions of price matrices can go hand in hand, where you can export your price matrices or the tier pricings of your system, change them, and then re-import them through the importing module. That provides a simplified user experience other than manually inputting all these data yourself. Similarly to how all the other importing data sets had worked, we would select price matrices, we would download the sample file or use the exported file from the exporting module. We would want to upload it through the drop zone, which I'm going to do in a second. We would want to map all the columns that we have from our file to the columns that the system expects. And finally, we would be able to import them. Now, you can see that the two records that I've just imported have an error with an error description that, hey, this parameter already does exist in our databases, you don't need to re-import them. But obviously, if your newly imported records do not have any conflicts with the existing records, you should be able to import them with no issue. Now, in these cases, you can obviously download the failed reports records and then modify them in order to re-upload them at a later date. The next feature that I want to talk about is the ability to now import the records for a quick order through a CSV file as well. Previously, we've only allowed the part numbers to be imported through a CSV file for the quick population of quick order dialog. Now, apart from that, you can also import the quantities and the selected warehouse dedicated to each part inside of here as well. Similarly to all the other drop zones that we have in the system, you can download your sample file or you can upload an already existing one, which I'm going to do in a second. You can map your columns, very similar to what we have already been doing, and then finally proceed. That would allow you to import all your quick order items for you with ease. Okay, the very last thing that I want to talk about in this video is an improvement that we've made in our print poster module. you can find this in the printing menu and the product poster menu item. Once clicking on this, you can proceed with a normal flow of selecting your datasets, configuring your groups, and reviewing and finalizing them in order to actually print them. But apart from all of those, you can additionally create templates for you to go back at on a later date, or save on an existing saved, or to rather resave an existingly saved template. All you would need to do is to click on the select template item and select your template, in which all the items will be populated for you. And this is an item. Let's say that, hey, we don't want to have these two, and I want to have another group called, well, actually new. All I can do is click on Save Changes in this instance after all of configuring my groups and the products inside them. Let's say, for example, inside of this item, I want to, let's say, put this item in there as well. And give it a note. After clicking on Save Changes, you can save through the same currently saved or select another template. Additionally, you can also create a new template if you desire. I'm going to go ahead and save the already existing template for the sake of doing this. And in this instance, if I do reload this page, I am going to now reselect the same template and be able to see all the settings that I had done be brought back to me, and then I can proceed with finalizing it and actually seeing the resultant poster through the printing icon. Now, another thing that I want to point out is that we've also made a change through our templates for the printing purposes, and that allows you to print your posters horizontally and vertically. Previously, we've only allowed you to do so vertically, but we've thought that maybe some of you might want to use the extra space created by the horizontal layout and utilize that to import any of your newest banners or additional marketing toolsets. And obviously, at the very end, I would like to welcome you to look at our version history, which you can find at all times by clicking on the version history link down at the panel. In which case, you can see our latest version and all the changes associated with it. Thank you very much. You have a very good day.